guys, Bobby here, and we're back for episode 3 of our Minecraft survival guide Let's Play series, specializing in Doomsday Apocalypse, or Doomsday Edition, post-apocalyptic scenario here in the Badlands. If you guys haven't been following along yet, if this is your first video, then be sure and go back and check out episodes 1 and 2 of our series of the Doomsday Edition. So listen, guys, here's the deal. I need your input on this video series. Let me know how you think it's been going so far. Like I said in episode 1, this is my first Minecraft series. I've been playing Minecraft for about a year now, and I'm no expert, but I enjoy playing, and I wanted to bring you guys along and add another level of diversity to my channel. So let me know what you guys think about the series so far. Smash that like button, and don't forget to subscribe. So listen, I'm going to jump right into it because we are going to do a lot on this episode. And I know the last episode was really long, and I'm going to try not to make the episodes that long. I want to keep them around 20 minutes, 25, okay, somewhere between 20 and 30 minutes. But here's the deal. We're going to accomplish a lot on this series. If you remember, last episode, we talked about using white terracotta for our home site, right? So we've got a little bit of white terracotta here that we mined from that whatever level in our world, whatever level that white line is in the terracotta. It was in this hilltop over here that we leveled off for our home build. And then, so that's what we want to build our house out of. We want to go modern, and we want to build it out of white terracotta, right? So we talked about how to get white terracotta. One way to do that was with bone meal. I did some fishing. I did a little bit off camera, not much, but a lot of the boring stuff that we really don't want to mess with. And so what I did was I went in the mine and I mined up, you'll see down here, about 3.5 stacks of cobblestone, and some iron. I created the first iron pickaxe of the world. I did that, and also an iron sword. Excuse me. Nothing crazy there. But I did that because we really need armor, right? Armor is a big deal in our world, and without armor, we can't survive. So I'm going to start this episode out by saying we're in a Badlands where gold is plentiful and iron it's not scarce. I did about a 20-minute mining trip down in our mine shaft there, and I got 34 iron ore, 64 gold ore. I stopped at 1 stack there, and got us some more coal, and also, like I said, some cobble. So I started thinking about it. Gold is plentiful, so why not, early game, we need some armor. Why not make some gold armor? So we're going to smelt this gold down and make some gold ingots so that we can have a little bit of armor for our world. Now, while that's smelting down, here's our next step. We're going to do a lot of standing around and waiting in this episode, and I don't like standing around and waiting. So I made us a new stone shovel. We're going to go right down here, and I saw that there was, right here it is. So this little spot here is where water comes in. So the first thing we're going to do on this episode is we're going to start by clearing out some of this sand, right? And we're not going to clear out a lot of it right now because we don't need to. We don't have a lot of seeds. So while I'm talking, I'm just going to clear out some of this sand, and let's just clear it back. Oh, we don't want to fall down into that cave there. So oh, and we did anyway. Oh boy, this is a cave system. For sure, down in there. So let's jump back up here. What I would like to do is I think I want to keep one layer of sand up against the beach like that. Now, what we're going to do, I went up top and got some dirt, and that is coarse dirt, so that's not going to work. We've got a little bit of dirt here, so what we're going to do is just take this regular dirt. So I guess in the Badlands you get coarse dirt. So what we want to do is we want to put in some dirt, because the first thing we're going to do in this episode, the first task, is we are going to plant a small wheat farm and get us a wheat farm going, okay? So that's what I'm going to work on right now. Now we need to remember that below this dirt there is a big cave system. So it's going to take a little bit of terraforming to get this right, but it's going to be really super cool once we get it done. So actually, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking we don't have a lot of dirt right now to do that. We do have a lot of terracotta up here that I really don't plan on using for anything. The colored terracotta. I want white terracotta because that's what we're going to build our that's what we're going to build our world out of. Man, all of this is coarse dirt, and I didn't even realize that. That's the bad part about it. You know what? I want to save some of it because I like to decorate with coarse dirt. But here's what we'll do. We'll take some of that red terracotta and some of this coarse dirt. And actually, it's nighttime. So let's sleep real quick. Is it nighttime enough? Yeah. So let's take and build up. Actually, while we're here, let's do this too. We need 3 pieces of iron. Let's make our first bucket. Remember, I talked about liking buckets, so let's make our first bucket. And then also, let's grab, we have 8 pieces, or 8 seeds, 8 wheat seeds, and we need to eat. Alright, now we're all set there. So let's go down here and let's see. Oh, man, I hate to waste this dirt. But yeah, of course it's going to fall in there. So let's do this. So let's go coarse dirt. Let's do a layer like this, right? Of coarse dirt. Because we can't use coarse dirt for anything except for decorations. So we're just going to fill this area in here like this, and then come right across here, and we are going to just fill this in. Now we will come back and we'll expand this and make it really nice later. Now we've got 20 pieces of regular dirt. So right here is where our water is going to go, okay? So I'm going to take some of this red terracotta. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to leave it just like it is. I'm going to take regular dirt, and I'm going to go, we want to keep this dirt. We don't want to waste that. So I'm going to go right back through here like this. And we're going to build that up. And we're going to do that on both sides of this. Just like that, and then we're out of dirt. Just like that, we're out of dirt, okay? And then, let's see, right here, let's take that out and that out. And let's get our bucket. We'll go right back here, and for now, let's put a piece of terracotta there. We're going to get our bucket. We're going to go out here and get some water. And we are going to make this look like kind of like the water comes out. I kind of want to leave that running a little bit, but let's do that like that. Now I got to run back up here because in that chest from episode 1 that we found at that nether explosion into the overworld. Here it is. Golden efficiency 2 hoe. So we were talking about enchantments earlier. This is a golden hoe, and it's got efficiency 2 on it. That's an enchantment. So it just makes it a little bit more efficient. And then we're also going to put these seeds in our offhand like this. Now, early game, we should plant our crops in alternating rows. Okay. So here's how it works. Here's the mechanics behind it. So regular dirt we can't hoe. Oh, can we? I just learned something. So coarse dirt, it looks like you hoe it once, it turns into regular dirt. You hoe it again, and it turns into usable dirt. Look at that. That's cool. I didn't know that. So just learned something. Okay, so mechanics. The way the game mechanics work is you have to have dirt to plant crops in, right? So then you hoe the dirt and it tills it. It makes it plantable, because if we go right here and we just try to plant a seed there, it won't actually plant. So it has to be hoed. Well, then you'll see this. See how it's turning dark? That's because there's water beside it. Now, the way the game mechanics work is you have to be within 4 blocks of a water source in order for it to get wet and be able to grow. Okay? So what that means is that we have our water here. We could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's as far as that would reach. Okay? So on the 5th one, it would just you could hoe it, but then eventually it would just turn back into regular dirt. It would dry back out into regular dirt, and a crop won't grow there. Now wheat takes a little while to grow. So what we're going to do here is just go ahead and put that there. And that's all the seeds that we have for now. So that's done. All right, step 1 done. That's all I really wanted to get started there. But my idea is to make a pretty decent sized wheat farm down here. All right. Now with wheat, we can get some good stuff. We need wheat in order to get animals later on and get them to reproduce, so that we can make more animals. And we also need wheat for bread. Bread is a good early game food. And we also need wheat to make cake and stuff like that. So yeah, so we've got a little wheat farm growing down there. That's the first thing I wanted to get started. Now, back to the house build, because the house build is definitely going to happen on this episode. At least we're going to get started with it on this episode. The next thing that we need to do is we need to set up a decent little workshop. Now, you'll notice this hoe. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but if you look down here on our hotbar, this hoe, we hoed like 10 pieces down there, and we've already lost like a third of the durability of our hoe. That's because it's golden, right? Gold tools, they don't last. Gold tools are useless. Now, we do have some gold ore here, so let's take that. Let's go to our crafting table, and we're going to make our first set of armor, okay? So there's a helmet, and let's do some leggings. So there's some leggings, and we're going to do some boots. There's some boots, and let's do our chest plate. And there's that, okay? Now, normally, especially early game or any time of the game, really, the only time I would ever recommend having any kind of gold armor would be if you were going to the nether. With the 1.16 update, you have now you have piglins, and piglins love gold. And so if you are wearing gold armor, it helps the piglins not mess with you, right? Because they like gold. So here we go. We've got our first set of armor of the world, and we're looking stylish like a gold grill, right, in our gold armor. So, but rule of thumb, here's how armor works, guys. There is leather armor, there is, all right, while I'm talking, I'm actually going to do something other than just pace around. There is leather armor, then there is golden armor, then chainmail armor, then iron armor, then after iron is diamond, and now with the 1.16 update, now there is also netherite armor, and that is in order of weakest to strongest. So the only thing weaker than golden armor is leather armor, which we don't have, right? Because we don't have cows here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go with golden armor. Now, is iron armor better? Yeah, if you remember in the order of everything, iron armor is better. As a matter of fact, golden armor on average will give you 26% protection against average attacks. And golden armor only gives you, or I'm sorry, golden armor gives you 26% against average attacks protection. Iron armor is a 10% increase. That gets you 36% protection, right? So golden armor, not the best, but in this world, we need some armor, and we don't have a lot of iron yet, but because we're in the Badlands, we have a ton of gold. So we're making do with what we have in our biome that we're in. Now, all right, so let's check this off, right? We got a little bit of a wheat farm started, and I just crafted a bunch of furnaces. What did I do that for? Well, we're moving into the next phase of our episode, and what we need to do is we need to start making glass for our house, right? So we collected up a little bit of sand down there just a little bit ago. In this case, it's red sand. You can use red sand or you can use white sand, either one, or regular sand. But red sand will make glass as well. So red sand, you put it in the furnace and it comes out glass, just like in real life, right? Now, the only thing is we're early game and we got to have fuel to run the furnaces. And it's about dark again, so I'm probably going to wait around for just a second and we're going to sleep. But that's going to lead me into our next thing I'm going to talk about, and that's going to be fuel for the furnaces. Now, there are different types of fuel for the furnace, right? The most common fuel is probably going to be coal, right? So in this furnace here, we've got coal. Now, there's 19 pieces of coal in this. What the way that works, the mechanic behind that is one piece of coal will last 1,600 ticks inside the game, okay? I know that doesn't mean much to you, but in order to smelt down one full stack of anything, so if we put cobblestone in here, it's going to turn it back to stone. It would take 8 pieces of coal to turn 64, a full stack of cobblestone, back into stone. It would take 64 or 8 pieces of coal in order to do that. Now, with coal, you can also make coal blocks. So if we take 9 pieces of coal, we get a coal block, right? So one coal block is good for 16,000 ticks, or one coal block will do, or I'm sorry, 3/4 of a coal block, so 3/4 of its life will burn one full stack. Okay? Now, one thing that people don't talk about very much is, where's my bucket? Where did my bucket go? Put my bucket away. There it is. One thing that people don't talk about very often, he's back. So this guy right over here is what's called a pillager. Oh, and there's 2 of them, which means that that's a patrol, right? I am not ready to take on 2 of them. Plus, we don't have a cow to get milk to get rid of a bad omen, which we could get from the guy with the banner on his head. So what we need to do is go do something else that's a little bit further away, and they should despawn, hopefully, and then they won't cause any problem. Oh, we don't want to get hit too much. Yep. If I can get him to shoot his leader. Oh boy, we're taking some damage here now. We need to run and go eat and try to recoup. Oh, did one of them die? Yes, I think one of them died. Unfortunately, well, you know what? You've got to go. And yeah, so we've got a bad omen now, which is not good. And we don't have milk, but that should go away here pretty soon. So here, we'll stick our banner in there. We got our first banner of the world. That's cool. So now back to the video, back to what I was working on to begin with. So, all right, back to where were we at? Furnaces? Yeah, so furnaces, fuel types. So coal blocks, right? And then let's go over here, because this is something that people, I think, forget about sometimes, or maybe they just don't think about it enough. But you can also use lava, which we've not talked about really. You can use lava as fuel for your furnace. So you take a bucket, you go to some lava, you right click on it like you would water, and now I've got a bucket of hot stuff, right? So then we go over here to our furnace. Now, here's what's cool. A bucket of lava goes in, and with a bucket of lava you get 20,000 ticks. Or a bucket of lava will burn a 5/8 of a bucket. So just over a half of a bucket will burn a full stack. So you can get almost 2 full stacks out of 1 bucket of lava, and you get your bucket back. So if you have access to lava, that's a really great way to do that. Now, that leads me to the next part of this episode. Let's talk about kelp, right? Kelp. I got to thinking about this after the last episode, and we need bone meal, right? The bone meal to make the white dye, to stain the terracotta white for our white house. We're right next to an ocean, and all of this green stuff that you see, that's all kelp. And it grows super fast. As long as you don't cut it off at the stem at the bottom, it'll regrow super fast, and it's easy to harvest. It's like very little effort to harvest. Now, what's cool is dry kelp. Let's let that run for a little bit. Dry kelp can actually be eaten, or you can take dry kelp and you can make a kelp block, which you can also use as furnace fuel. So, in our case, we have coal in the mines, but we have to do a lot of work to go get it, right? We've got lava over there. We could collect up some kelp, throw it in the furnace with some lava. That takes very little effort. And we could burn that, make dry kelp, which makes dry kelp blocks, and then we can use the dry kelp blocks as fuel. Now, that seems like a lot of work, right, Bob? Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's safe work. We're early game, and it's plentiful. There's tons of it. And it kind of fits with the whole idea of the Doomsday prepping and making use of all the resources that we have. So the kelp, it's work and takes time, but it'll work, right? So we can take that, not to mention you get XP from it. We can take this, put it in a crafting table. Non-dried kelp makes a dried kelp block. Now, it takes 3.2 dry kelp blocks to equal Well, roughly, we'll say a half a block of coal, maybe a little more than a half a block of coal. So it takes 3 to equal 1. But if you're looking at it from the aspect of it takes 9 pieces of coal to make a coal block, and that'll do 3/4 of a coal block will burn 1 full stack, or 3.2 of these. It takes 3 times as many, roughly 3 times as much kelp as it does coal, but it's super easy to get. All right, so we've got some sand, a little bit of sand we cleared out. Our kelp is still going, and now you'll see here, I went and grabbed another bucket of lava, throw it in here as fuel. We've got sand, and we're turning that into glass. So that's good. Now, we don't have enough going yet, but we do have some, but we've got a bigger problem. If you look at my hunger bar, we're getting hungry, and we are running out of food. So you can see if I eat this kelp, it doesn't do much. Kelp is not very good for food. Fish is better. So we're going to do something a little bit different. If you remember, up at the campfire in the last episode, we made some fish on the campfire, cooked some fish on the campfire. But now I want to move to the next step, which is making a furnace. Or a smoker, right? So if you look at the recipe here, we can just click on that. Now, to make a smoker, you need a furnace, which I've already showed you how to make. But then you need 4 oak logs, and then from that, you can get a smoker, right? So now with the smoker, we're going to put the smoker up here next to our camp, right? So we're going to grab our smoker, and we're going to throw that down, and then we need a fuel source for that. I don't feel like running back over there and grabbing lava right now, so we're just going to throw some coal in here. And then off camera before this episode, I did a little bit of fishing while I was getting some kelp, and I managed to get 29 raw cod and 14 salmon. So we're going to knock out the salmon first because those will go faster. Now, what's cool about using the smoker is that you can throw a whole stack in here, up to a whole stack, and it works a lot faster than the campfire does. It does use resources to burn, whereas on the campfire it doesn't use up any resources. But it's slower, and we can't do as much at a time. You got to kind of babysit it. With the smoker, we can kind of set it and forget it, right? Now, I think I have 2 pieces of iron left that is smelted, and that golden hoe is just not going to last very long. So we are going to go ahead and make an iron hoe because we need it. And to do that, that's our iron hoe recipe right there. We are going to go ahead and grab this golden hoe. Actually, you know what? No, we're not. We're not going to use that. We're going to save that. That's going to go in the house with the wooden pickaxe as well. Where did that? Now that I know I can use coarse dirt, let's take this coarse dirt and our bucket and our hoe, and we're going to go down here because we're about to harvest some wheat. It's getting close, so we're going to go ahead. I cleared out all of this area of sand, and so what we're going to do is we're going to step this back because I've already used this dirt. I don't want to waste it, so we're going to take and go right across here with some dirt. And let's see here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we need to go 1 more layer of sand deep here, like this, and we're going to put water there, okay? So we're going to take this and just create basically a box, just like this. So I'm excited about this. This is the first area beautification process of bringing the oasis to the desert, right? Now we've got some more coarse dirt here. Let's go on over here and finish this off. as well, because this is actually more important. Let's do something here. Let's put not sand. We don't want to put sand in there. Let's just put a piece of cobble in here for now. Actually, you know what? Let's do this. Man, that is deep. We'll do that right there. And then we'll take another row of coarse dirt here to go right down through here. And then we're going to go ahead and break this out of there, and boom, just like that. Now we can take this sand out. And yeah, now we'll just kind of finish filling in with what we have here for coarse dirt, just like that. Yeah, we've still got a little bit more. Boom. Alright, cool. Now let's get our bucket out here, and we'll go grab a little bit more water. Throw in here like this. And it's getting dark on us. Let's get this finished up. Should be just in time to get our salmon out of the smoker. We can eat a little bit and then sleep, and yeah, that looks good. Alright, so by tomorrow those should be ready to go. So yeah, it's gonna take us a little while to get this whole area full of wheat, but once we do, it'll start producing some pretty good food for us. Pretty good sustainability there. Let's check our iron real quick. 13, that is enough. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take and put 2 chests right in the center here, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just like that, and we're going to have 2 hoppers. Now, let's see, where do I want this composter to be? I think I want to put it over here next to the wheat farm. Pretty sure that's what I want to do. And I think I want it to be cool looking, but I don't want to go haywire with it right now. So I think for now we're just going to plop it down on the ground. Alright, so in order to make this auto composter, we need to take our chests, our hoppers, and our composter. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a chest right here, and then we're going to take a hopper, and we're going to crouch and click on that. That means that when we throw something down, you see it disappeared. Now it's going to be in this chest. So it puts it right in the chest for us. We need to put our composter right on top of that. And then, let's see, I'm going to have to have something to stand on. Let's do these wood planks. We're going to put those right here. And then we're going to get our hopper, and we're going to go boom right there like that. And then we're going to put another chest right up on top of that. Now, it's not the prettiest thing in the world. I would like for it to actually look a lot nicer, but it's going to serve its purpose, and the purpose that it needs. Here comes a flaming zombie from the mine shaft up there. The purpose that it's going to serve is, once again, what did we have a plethora of? And that plethora was, of course, kelp. Right? So we had a ton of kelp. Where did no, that's dry kelp. So we had a ton of kelp, and it's easy to get, it's fast to get, and yeah, we can make it work. Right now, I'm sure some people are thinking like, what are we going through all of this for? It's episode 3. You've not built a house yet. Now look, check this out. Composter's working evenly. Composter's working evenly, and look at there. Now, look what we got, bone meal, right? And then bone meal is gonna make the white dye. Look at that, just working away. Boom, more bone meal. I'm loving it. So anyway, what I was saying was, you know, we could do a lot of things. Really, it's a starter house. I don't believe in starter houses. I think you can always make it better, but why not just build it the way you want it? I'm cool with camping outside for now. And I mean, realistically, people, our mission is not to just survive, it's to thrive, right? So we want to build a house that is awesome in our oasis in the desert. And so, why not camp outside for a little while, collect the resources that we need to build the house that we want? And that's kind of what I'm going for. Let's grab up some of our white terracotta here, and let's head over to the house site. And we will finish our episode up there by getting the outline done. I don't know why I continue to try to go up this way. It's much easier to go this way. We will get the outline done. And I've already been up here. I laid some andesite or some diorite out for the layout. So our first house is going to be about this big. I'm 13 wide by 19 long. Now, building tip number 1. Always go with odd numbers. Right? Now, why do we want to go with odd numbers? Because odd numbers leave it easy for single block doorways and pillars and stuff like that. That's not a pickaxe, that's a hoe. So just like that. Now, I haven't decided yet how big I want to, or how tall I want to make this. I think I want to make it 2 stories. But I want to make it a modern looking 2 stories. And we all know that modern houses are tall. They have tall ceilings in them, right? So here's our outline here, 13 by 19. So I'm thinking, normally you go too high, a third one and then over, and then that's the height of your doorway is 2 blocks high. I'm thinking I want my ceiling on the first level to be 4 blocks high. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do half slabs on the low side of this. And then that'll give us the illusion of a 3.5 high ceiling. And then on top of that, we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 more. So 4 high to the roof. And then, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I think that'll be tall enough. Okay, so this is going to be the front of the house here. And then let's build this up as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And then we're going to go right over here like this, and we're just going to connect these just like this. Oh, one more. Like that. And then let's see if I can, yeah, there we go. And then we'll continue this pillar all the way up like that. Boom. How cool is that going to look? That's going to look sweet. I like it already. Let's go out here and look at it. Yeah, that's going to look super cool, super modern. And it's a decent size too, so I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, that's going to look sick. And you know what? Maybe we'll use, standing back here looking at it, maybe we'll use some cobble because that cobble actually doesn't look bad with it. Maybe we'll use cobble as kind of a, I don't know. I don't know if I want to use cobble as an accent with it, or if I want to use like, I want to do some kind of stone with it, because I think stone would look like some kind of gray stone would look really cool. I don't know if I want to use regular stone or maybe like a polished stone. I don't know yet. But I think that's going to look super, super cool. Anyway. Alright, so I have no clue how long I've been recording. I'm sure I have plenty of content, but let's go down here and look at our wheat, see how that's doing. I'm sure we've gone long enough on this episode. No doubt. And there's a freaking Enderman. I hate Enderman. That's your first Enderman, people. See the guy over there? He teleports for one. He's from the Nether, so he's from the Nether world. He teleports around. He can pick up blocks. He's weird. Now the trick with Enderman is with Enderman you don't want. You've got this crosshair right here. You don't want that crosshair to be facing his direction and above his waist, or he will attack. And early game, you're probably gonna die because they're pretty strong. I mean, they're not like ridiculously strong, but they're not weaklings. That's for sure. So we'll go ahead and plant back where we pulled there. Let's jump over here and jump back to our hoe, and we'll plant the rest of these seeds here. And we got 2 more. So that'll get us that much anyway. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap this episode up, I think. We accomplished a lot, guys. I mean, shoot, we've got our little wheat farm going. We've got a furnace now to cook our food in, or a smoker to cook our food in. We've talked about the mechanics of the furnaces and different fuel types for those. We built our first auto farm with the to make bone meal, the bone meal farm. And we colored some more. We used that bone meal to color some more regular terracotta to form up the frame of our very modern looking house on top of the hill. And we've got gold armor. What about that? So yeah. So I think this episode has been pretty good. We've got quite a bit accomplished, which is a cool thing always. And yeah, so we also got our first stone cutter, even though that's kind of pointless right now. But yeah, so good progress on this episode. On the next episode, I'll probably do some off-camera recording. Stock up on some seeds, maybe expand our wheat farm down there a little bit, get that going better, and I'll probably do some more fishing and some kelp harvesting for the feeder to get more white terracotta. Although the majority of the house is framed out, we'll still need to make interior walls and stuff like that. So we're still going to need that. Plus the bone meal will come in handy to help grow trees for wood and other crops. The bone meal can be used as a fertilizer to speed up crop growth as well. So I think we're ending this right at about a perfect time. It's the sun setting in the background there. Thank you guys so much for watching along. If you've watched the first couple of episodes and you're still watching, I appreciate it. I promise we can build some really cool things. It's just slow starting out in this world where the bountiful is not very plentiful. Wait a minute. The bounty is not very plentiful. But anyway, yeah, guys. So stick around if you like where we're going. Don't forget, like I said, smash that like button and do me a favor. That helps out tremendously when you like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to keep up with this series and the other videos that we talked about in Season 2 and the things that we're going to be doing in those episodes as well. Until next time, guys, I'm going to hit the hay, and we will see you on the next one. Goodbye.